You say you got one topic?
Yep. And
Look at,
one question.
look at less than you, mate.
That's all right.
No, I've got a few bits written down. Yeah, I've got to use my laptop because the phone's nearly dead and I'm not at home, so the Wi-Fi might not be the best, but should be all right. Should be all right.
Where are you, dirty stop out?
I know, mate. I'm in the Lake District at the minute.
What? You know there? Is that why you've got the artwork behind you?
Yeah, yeah. There's the thing. I like working. Well, I don't really like working away, but the good thing is when you work away, you start staying like Airbnbs, and every house is different. So it's always quite fun just to start looking through all the cupboards and see what's there.
Mm.
And, like looking at like the building work and all the paintings, and yeah, that could be a bit better. Miss that bit there. Curtain rail's a bit wonky. Yeah, man. How you been anyway? All right.
Yeah, good. Thanks, mate. It's hot. I'm a hot individual.
Yeah, Jess says it's about 22, 23 there, ain't it?
Mm. It doesn't sound bad. Something about my metabolism. Like, I'm just hot anyway. I sleep with a blanket in winter. So, I don't do a quilt.
Oh yeah. I know what you mean. I'm quite warm. I'm definitely very sweaty. It's not hot here. It's about 15, 16 degrees. But I went to this gym down the road called Clem's Gym. It's a really cool gym, to be fair. It's quite small. It's very, very like old school, kind of like spitting sawdust bodybuilding gym. Like you go in there and there's probably 500 little pictures of bodybuilders like on the wall, like all signed and everything.
Yeah.
But it's like it's cool as fuck. It's a really cool gym, 24 hours, but it's just when everyone's in one bit, it's just fucking really muggy. Can't do anything about that, really.
Remember combat and exercise where we PT'd?
Yes. They've got why's my beard wonky? It's wonky. Don't even fucking
Speaking
yeah,
of
it was quite I just trimmed it. I trimmed it down. I was wonky. Yeah, I remember combat. I used to. Do you know what? I fucking love. When I think back on it, I used to love working in combat. I really did. There were certain things I didn't like, but it was a point in my life, and probably yours as well, where it's just like you just around all these cool people. Like you look to your left, there's someone like kicking someone in the head. You look to your right, there's people rolling around on the floor.
I'm still there a couple times a week.
It was cool as fuck. And the thing is about that place as well, which strangely I really, really liked, it was just full of criminals.
Yeah.
Well, it was like everyone, like a third of the people there, like they're ex-cons. Half of them like, you know what I mean? If you want anything, you can get it from someone there.
Yep.
Yeah, but it was quite useful place, I suppose you can say.
I'm still there Wednesday mornings and then on the odd Friday as well, PT, and only a couple of face-to-faces a week now. Like I say, it's better online. You can do it wherever you want.
Yeah, I mean, I say that online is a lot more practical. I do miss at times being face-to-face just because it's the communication aspect. Like there's a lot of stuff you want to say to clients online that I typically just send voice notes because I fucking hate messaging. I'd rather just send voice notes, especially for something in depth.
Sent a 10-minute voice note to a client.
Mate, it's just long, yeah. But the only thing with PT, and it's especially if I was a PT again, I'd be starting from scratch. It's not like you get a job, you don't have to work for the work. You just work. It's there. But when you PT, you have to kind of work for that hour. And that's it. You've got to try and work for another one and another one. It picks up, but it's
difficult. I left Pure Gym. I was like the manager of Pure Gym for a little bit. Didn't like the culture at all. Like you spoke to anyone above you, and they didn't care about how your day was or how their day was. It was all about money and targets, and they didn't care about the people. I just couldn't be in that environment. So I was going to build my PT back up one-to-one, but once you've like gone from doing 40 sessions a week, which I was doing back when I first started with you guys, to like only PT your mates, it's hard to then turn that into a business and still survive. Like, you know what I mean? Like you make money, and then you have to take jobs while you're doing it, and then you can't you can't like quit a job where you're working 6 a.m. till 2 that's paying the bills because someone wants to train at 6 because that's one client they're going to pay you one session a week. You know what I mean? So it's hard to build that then as well.
Yeah, it's that point, isn't it? I remember when I transitioned from having a full-time job to PT full-time. I was really lucky, to be fair, because I was doing my full-time job. I was a maintenance engineer. It's like this factory. They made like concrete posts, and my job, there's a small team of us, I think 3 or 4. Our job was to repair the machines when they broke. I was there probably for just under a year. I think they broke twice. I'm not joking. We did no work. We did no work ever, apart from probably 2 weeks max.
Yeah.
Other than that, I did no work. But I'd start at about 5:30, 6, finish at I think 3, which fit perfectly for PT in the afternoon. And once my afternoons got full, I just transitioned to do mornings as well. So I was lucky in that sense, but I look back on it, it's just fucking. You got to work from 6 till 3, PT from like 5 till 9. You got 2 hour gap, which you got to train yourself. So you got this is your entire all of my time just gone from work for work.
It's a young man's game, isn't it? Like really. It's actually my topic, mate. To be fair, so if you want to touch on it, I've got a client of mine. She's just had a kid. Kid's 1 now. A lovely guy. Just went to his birthday party. I love her and her partner. Like I train with her partner. Great people, but she sort of went into paternity. Maternity leave, and now her job hasn't got a position for her to go back to. So she's looked at PT course because she's learnt a lot with me, and like she's done really well. She proper like did a really good transformation for a holiday, and I'm just sort of like peaking her and her partner for their next holiday now. So they sort of like look the part, and she's trained for years now, and she really wants to get into it. She's found a course. They really want to know what our view is on transitioning and starting up as a PT.
So she's starting from scratch because she's got no job at the minute, so she's trying to go and get into PT. And I mean, it's to start off anything. You got to have you got to be brave. You got to have a lot of balls just to put it out there, because especially with women, they're a lot more self-conscious than men. A lot of the time, men don't really give a fuck. It's just whatever. So you can't be worried about what your friends and people might have negative opinions of you. At the end of the day, those people with negative opinions on what you do or the posts you put out promoting your service, they're not going to pay your bills anyway. So fuck them. You don't even got to worry about that. They're not important to you. So yeah, I mean, just put as much content as you can, show people that you know what you're doing.
And content.
It's you've almost got to put too much out. You should be thinking like this is too much, but it's not. It's enough. You just got to keep. There's no such thing as too much, really.
Yeah.
So you said she's failed a course.
No. She's found one. Yeah. So
the PT course. Yeah.
Yeah, she's found one that
she's found one. Sorry, I thought you said failed. Yeah,
not failed one. No, she's found one local, so she's thinking about doing it. And that's what I've said to her, like, content. Have a niche as well. Now she's a new mum, so you got to have an audience you can target, haven't you? And I do think that that's where she could thrive. She's been to a lot of those fit mama classes, etc. So. And I think she's even got an opportunity to maybe cover some of them classes when the people who are teaching it are away. And I think that's a good way to build your clients up as well. Teach classes. Yeah. Because
opportunities like that, take them with both hands, man. Yeah, definitely.
The class, go and help people that are struggling, and then just let them know that you also offer. But like 9 times out of 10, they'll ask you, "Oh, do you T one-to-one. Could you help me with this issue that you've identified? So definitely get into
and she'd be perfect for that because she's a lot more, likely to be able to answer a question that her niche would have because she is her own niche. I think it's far more. This is why I've gone to kind of targeting more males who are trying to like get lean, or people who are interested in like PED use, because that's me. I'm my own niche. I don't really want to go. Yeah. Do you know what I'll say? You know what I'll say about fucking, PT courses?
Yeah. Sorry,
Only one's.
Says
Sorry.
Mandy's laughing at my background. Says I'm in a bit of a shit corner of the house, and I haven't got a nice wave painting behind me like Brendan has.
It's a bit annoying because it's wonky. Is it? I'm very aware that it's wonky.
Babe, I'm going to tidy up after. Yeah. I was partway through prepping my food for tomorrow.
What you got behind you? What's it, a treadmill or a leg press or something?
Treadmill, yeah. No fucking leg press in the living room.
Oh, do you know that big fucking brown thing? I thought that was behind you. It's in front of you. Yeah, it looked like a weight.
Yeah, that's my leg press.
Yeah, yeah. Say, okay, PT courses. Can you name me 3 things from a PT course that you have learned, remembered, and use now?
One thing, and that's just how many calories are in a macronutrient. Like 9 calories in a gram of fat, and then 4 in protein and carbs.
So
that's it.
What I mean is,
you don't learn. You start doing the job, is what you're saying, isn't it?
Exactly. You don't learn fucking anything. You learn PTing from PTing. PTing is like 95% experience based, in my opinion. Because
so it's a waste of time going for a long course. Yeah.
Yes.
I did it through college, and it was like 6 months, like where you can do one in like a month. Like do that.
You can do one in a month, and it's cheap. Yeah, I think if you can do it cheap and quick, do it, because it's just for insurance purposes. But other than that,
go for advanced PT either, because no one gives a fuck. Like,
no one's even asked me if I'm qualified. Like, no, I don't know who. Do you know what I mean? No one ever asks that.
Qualified when I first PT people before the military. I'd only done like a sports course at college, and the gym owner was just like, "Oh, you can train clients if you want." Sound okay?
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. Even things like, what's the worst thing that can happen when you're training someone? You can teach them bad form and then drop a weight on their head. But a PT course doesn't teach you how to train, how to do it properly. But again, that's experience based.
Public liability insurance, I would recommend that if you are likely to drop a weight on someone's head.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, do the course. If it's cheap and it's quick, just get it done, get out of the way. It's just a formality, isn't it? It's for insurance, but don't expect to learn anything from it. Just, do you know what I mean? It's
to get that piece of paper.
That's it. That's the only reason why you do it. Yeah.
That's why I went for my degree. I knew everything in my degree, but I really wanted to say I've got a degree. So I went for it. It's not going to add to my job, but
yeah,
it's there now.
Yeah.
So I'll get to a hat.
You know that? You ever watch that? Was it slap fighting or something? The UFC's brought in.
Yeah.
It's I think it's okay. I'll watch it if it's on, but I won't like try to watch it.
I've seen it on another podcast. See someone get rocked, proper, like they hit hard. Like that's got to be, I mean, that's got to be worse than punches in boxing. At least there's gloves, like a full-on open palm slap from some of these big guys.
You can hit so much harder from like out here, and you're not trying to you're not going to try and protect your hand. You're going to put 100% effort into that slap. And there's a lot of fucking weight behind some of those people as well. It's brutal. But that being said, celebrities, who would you want to see do a slap fight? Have a slap? Is it slap match or something? What 2 celebrities?
Oh, I think Kevin Hart and The Rock.
Oh, fucking hell. I'd like to see Kevin Hart slap The Rock. But I wouldn't want to see The Rock slap Kevin Hart. Die.
He'd get crushed, but
yeah, he would die.
They've done
Kevin Hart would be funny.
things together, though, haven't they? So, yeah.
Yeah, that's quite funny.
Who's your celebrity death match for that?
I'd like to see. I'm trying to think British. I'm trying to think of someone British who's hard.
Another one. You go.
I'm trying to think of someone British who's hard.
Oh, I'm not thinking hard. I'm going comedy all the way.
What's Tyson Fury's dad called again?
John
Fury. I don't really like him, but I'd like to see him slap. I don't know, man. Someone shit. Someone who needs a slap.
Yeah.
I don't know who I don't like.
A politician.
Just some fucking... Yeah, maybe a politician or some... I don't know, some blue, green, yellow hair, you know.
Yeah, like...
one of them people.
Bang!
Make your mind up.
I want to see Donald Trump and Boris Johnson.
Yeah, that'll be good. They look quite similar, do you not think?
I think they're evenly matched. I think that'll be a good slap ball. How many rounds do you think they'd go? I mean, Donald Trump can take a bullet to the ear. We know that.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he can.
That's what a slap must feel like, a bullet to the ear. So
that's fucking mad, that is. That's insane how that's...
Do you think that was staged, or... Because there's some people now saying that they reckon his security took him down and just cut his ear. And the bullet went ahead. You got to think how much security would be at these events, yeah? How many snipers are on roofs, already looking at roofs? Like, you know, for something like a Trump rally, the amount of security, the amount of
he's a target.
It's going to be done already. A lot of people do think it was for his campaign. I don't give a shit, to be honest, but I heard it spoke about.
So I think personally, like, I did think about what you said, but then I noticed that when he did that, it was like it was running down his ear straight away. So he was already stood up. He was just like bang bang, and then it's like that, and it started pouring down his ear. So he might have done it. I don't know, but I don't think he did.
The wrestling, they use razor blades, don't they? They go
yeah,
yourself and.
I think he did get shot. I don't personally. I don't think he intentionally. I don't think he had anything to do with it, really.
No.
But I do think, like, there was people shouting, like, he's on the roof, there's someone on the roof, he's walking around in the fucking rain,
like, it was seen way before this happened, apparently, as well. Like, a cop actually went and, like, seen him, and the guy pointed his gun at the copper. Once again, this is just what I've heard someone else say. I've not. And then the copper went back down. Didn't
he was on the roof, wasn't he? The cop was on the roof, he was on the roof, he got on the roof, pointed a gun at him, and he went down.
I mean, that's
what I heard as well. It just seems very like staged, but like I think it was a genuine assassination attempt.
Maybe it was allowed.
Now it's
maybe they let it happen.
But now it's like it's completely failed because now his stock's gone way up. Like everyone loves him now. But I like him.
Hasn't Biden pulled out?
Yeah, it's done. It's done. He's done what he's meant to came to do. You know, I'm not massively. I've got to say I like Trump because the other guy is Biden. Right, he should be dead. He is basically dead. But yeah, man, it's just like this one of the things. Like, if you went 20 years back and just looked at the world from what you know in the news and whatever else you find things out on, and then come to this time, it is literally like, what the fuck is going on with everyone, everywhere? Everything is crazy.
I only hear the news off podcasts. I don't bother it though. But speaking of pulling out, anyway, I've got my vasectomy next month. Something I will no longer be doing. I don't know. I'm scared. I've made Mandy take the day off work. Like, I actually needed to. You're not allowed to drive after. You're not allowed to drive until you can safely do an emergency stop without it hurting. Okay. So, but yeah, I mean, it's nice. It's an excuse to work from home for the rest of the day.
Is it? Is it evasive?
In what sense? They're cutting my ball sack. Yeah.
Well, they actually go. I don't know. I thought they use a laser or something.
No, proper cut. They cut and snip, and it's like a 5-minute job apparently. Like just in and out of the doctors. That's what it was. Either Mandy get the hole put under, have everything out, or I just go in for 5 minutes and done.
Yeah, it's just very like you talking about it now. That's making me like.
No, this is what she doesn't understand. Like I said,
balls have just disappeared.
You know what they do with me? They just fucking numb my balls. I don't even know how they do that. Are they going to jab it? She's pulling doggy eyes at me now. Oh. I don't know. Like, how are they going to numb it? That's got to be painful, whatever they do to numb it. Like, and what if it don't work? I'm a big guy. When they took a cyst out of my leg, they needed to use more. They numbed me with the right amount, what they should be using. And as they were cutting into my leg and cutting his cyst out, I felt them cutting every fibre, and I was squinting and just sort of taking it. I said, "Are you feeling this?" I was like, "Yeah." Jabbed some more in. They were shocked. So I don't want to feel that. Like,
no,
girls don't have the same relationship with their womb as men do with their balls.
I was just trying to think what like the equivalent of balls for a woman would be, because a man's balls are like
it'd be like cutting the ponytail off when they're not looking. The emotional damage.
It's like it's just if you to have your balls completely removed, that is your manhood
gone.
Do you know what I mean?
A walking dildo, then, ain't you?
Yeah, and then it's just like, I'm just going to cut them off because you're not.
Yeah,
that's what girls don't understand, mate.
Oh, and do you know what? As well, this takes the piss even more. So here's me thinking, sound. As soon as I can go again, that's it. No more point out. Got to wait 4 months to get your sperm test.
Okay.
4 months of it. I'm going to put on a ban. Put on a ban for 4 months.
So is that like it? So it heals up like the two ends.
Got to make sure it's worked, and there's no swimmers there. I don't know how.
So you got to go back after.
I really don't know how I'm so fertile. I shouldn't be.
Yes.
But I am.
I think I am.
Speaking of, though, I had my results back. My testosterone is almost in normal range now. Well, I had a back today. Weird, because my estrogen's high, and I don't know why it is, because I'm taking Masteron to counteract that, but I must even not be taking enough. But the doctors want me to try coming off completely until October. But I've told them I'm worried about that, because if the estrogen's high and the test's nearly in range, the test is definitely going to drop below range, because I am taking TRT. And then if that estrogen's still high, I mean, mate, I cried yesterday watching a series and I knew what was about to happen, and it's a sad moment, but I still cried.
The series
Supernatural. I love it. It's really good, mate. There's like 16, I think it's like 16 series, or there's like between 12 and 16 seasons, but there's like 23 episodes a season, and they're all an hour long, so you get a good watch out of it. It's about angels, demons, monsters, and these two brothers killing them. Anyway, this guy had an angel make his missus and kid forget who he was because it was too dangerous them knowing him anymore, and it was really sad. I
can see that.
Yeah, and I knew it was coming, and he's a man, he's a manly man. Yeah. So seeing him cry made me cry.
No, if I see a woman cry, I'm just like, just shut up. If I see a man cry,
this is what I said to Mandy. I said, look, when I see like a man, someone I consider as a man, get emotional, that hits me.
Yeah, because you know that they're upset about something like proper.
Real.
Do you know what I mean?
Yes. See, he gets it. You get it,
mate. When men cry, it's a big deal. So I'm with you on that, definitely.
But mine isn't a big deal. Mine is high estrogen and normal test.
Yeah, I've got a question.
The doctors have given me an option. They said you can stay on TRT and we'll retest in October, but we're just going to say, yeah, it was a normal and not offer you TRT. Or if you let it plummet, it can either, one, come back by itself, or two, we offer you TRT. The thing is, mate, all this will happen, great. And then come January, watch, I want to blast again. I'll be like, oh, there's a show that I might just swing just for the sake of it.
Well, you'll be in an optimal position to do so. So I mean,
yeah. I mean, I want to like at least be natural by then, but like whether that be natural because I'm injecting a natural amount like I am now, because my test is like 32, and so top end of natural is like 25, 30. So
yeah, it's pretty much Would you ever do a natural show?
The estrogen's 720 something, and the normal range is 150.
Yeah, it's pretty high, man. Would you?
I've got no water retention. I'm lean.
No, doing all right. Would you ever compete in a natural competition?
Natural show. I mean, yeah, if I was natural, it'd just mean like there'd be no gearing up, obviously, no clenbuterol. Like it'd be weird. It'd be weird to experience it. Really, you can use your himbine because it's a root and it is allowed, and that's quite a good, fat loss agent. When
I rate it. I rate that.
Yeah, and I've got loads of it left. So, I don't know, to be honest with you, because I like, if I do something, I like to be all in.
Yeah.
Do everything. And I don't know because this tissue that I've built, being not natural for so long, it's not just going to disappear. Like, I actively tried to make some disappear for a while, and I've maintained, if not gained, just from eating a little bit more and training how I always do. And my test is pretty much, within range now. And I'm still holding a lot of tissue, if not getting. I'm looking at what's happening. Like, hang on a minute. I'm looking like fuller. It's nice, but
that's good. Good position to be in.
I think I'm naturally like a mesomorph when it comes. Like, I was always that stocky little kid, that stocky little chav.
Yeah, I'd say so. You are quite. You're just quite thick. Just how the muscle sits on you, you're just quite thick. I think you're kind of built to hold it, really. But not the opposite.
I'm always been like, it's when I used to sprint for bikes.
Yeah.
Like, my legs looked like I was juicing when I was 16, which is nice. Like, the upper body's caught up now. You know what I mean?
I'm the opposite. I'm built like a fucking starfish. I've just got long arms and legs, and I don't really hold muscle very well. But
you get conditioned.
I don't think. I think I'd struggle to if I was to do a natural show, because part of the fun is the prepping and seeing what you're turning your body into, basically a fucking science experiment. Basically, it's fun. Do a natural show. I mean, it takes the fun out, I think.
They get peeled, though, don't they? They just show that they lose muscle because they're on nothing and they're under eating and doing a lot of cardio, and they still have muscle on stage. Fair play, it doesn't relate to the Olympia, but there's some pretty good natural pros with a lot of muscle.
There are a few, yeah. I'd say
you could say maybe some of them are just making sure they're clear for testing when it comes to the show, just like athletes do.
Yeah,
because every athlete in every sport, even golf, takes gear. It's just the tested ones have to be clear.
I think some of the federations, they only test the winners as well.
Yeah, that's it. So make sure you always come second.
Yeah.
Imagine in second, knowing you were on gear and the winner wasn't. How shit?
Yeah, be a bit of shit. But you're guaranteed to know that you're going to be beaten by some fucking massive Nigerian guy who's literally just got the perfect genetics to be massive and muscly.
Yeah, well, a lot of the black competitors of today, they turn pro natural. A lot of them.
Yeah, Ronnie Coleman was natural for ages. Did he do his first Olympian natural or something? Something like that. And I know Samson took. He won he'd done a bunch of shows natural, and then I I think was it last year that. Sorry.
Takes very little gear, Samson
Very,
does.
very, very little. Yeah, he's got a very conservative cycle. I think it was only last year that when Milos was coaching him, I think he said he's only just started using tren for this first Olympia. It's like you got to the point where you'd compete in an Olympia, and I think he took 6th at that one.
Yeah,
and he's only just started using. Do you know what I mean? The potential, the ceiling is fucking massive.
he really could take it, couldn't he? Soon.
Yeah.
It will. I think he will.
He's got them genetics, man.
Yeah.
What do you gear question, Luke? So if someone was on T3, would you put them on T3 alone, or would you have T4 with it as well?
T4 as well, a 1-to-4 ratio. So say like a replacement dose, just a standard dose, even in the off season, which I'm using, and mine's come back perfect. So it is bang on the range. 25 micrograms of T3 and 100 micrograms of T4, and I split the T4 into AM and PM, and then the T3. But I have heard now recently that actually T3's half-life is only about 6 to 8 hours.
Yeah, it's only a few hours. Yeah,
technically you could split both doses.
Yeah.
Really, but I'd use both because T4 converts into T3 anyway in the blood.
See, I thought it was the other way around.
No, I swear it's T4 that converts to T3.
Okay.
Or you need more of it because then it converts, so some gets lost and then some's.
Makes sense. That makes sense.
But to be fair, you don't have to. You can just take T3 by itself. What you don't want to do is take T4 by itself. A lot of people say they feel shit just taking T4 by itself. And
yeah.
You get quite like.
Yeah, sorry, that's what I meant. I thought T4 converts to T. What did I think? I can't remember what I thought now. There was a reason behind why I didn't use T4.
Yeah,
I can't remember what it was.
It can cause mental issues in terms of like low mood.
Yeah.
Anxiety, which clears straight up once you either pull it out or put T3 with it for some reason. Unbeknown to me, but that's what happens. And so it's like, I don't know why, but it works.
Yeah. That's most stuff, ain't it? I don't know why, it just does it. And then 50 years later, it comes out in a study. It's like, this is why.
Yeah.
Luke, you're a dad, so I need your best dad joke.
Best dad joke.
I fucking love dad jokes.
Same, but you put me on the spot now. Oh. I used to have a little book of dad jokes as well.
Yeah, I'm me.
Yeah, you can buy them. It's just completely blew my mind now that you put me on the spot. We're gonna have to swing back. Have you got one? You are looking into this.
So. Yeah, I'm practicing. But yeah, so I woke up this morning and I got out of bed. And it's an Airbnb, so obviously it's not my house. And there was a bra on the floor, so I tripped over the bra. So it was a booby trap.
Okay, you got me. I like that you added the Airbnb and like you made me think you was telling the truth then.
That's like my go-to dad joke. He was a booby trap. Yeah. What do you think is the most commonly because it goes in trends, doesn't it? What do you think is the most commonly used currently steroid for active bodybuilders? The current trend for it, if you like.
Yeah. Biggest thing now in the UK is test and Masteron being way higher than test.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. Mast is I mean, you see benefits in certain things, and then like all of a sudden it all comes out. And I think someone must have known this ages ago because this has been in use for like years, and it's only just been like, oh, if you do this, this happens. I think a similar thing with it is Primo, isn't it? But then Primo is really expensive.
Primo is the other one, but because of the expense and the benefit, really, you know, Masteron's just as good, if not better, in some senses. So
yeah,
Masteron's supposed to control estrogen, but it obviously has to be, you know, and I'm proof of that now, that it has to be quite a bit higher than the testosterone to sort out the estrogen conversion, because I'm doing 1-for-1 at the minute, and my estrogen's a lot higher than my test. So
would you now bump your Masteron up?
I would, if I don't decide to cut it all out and see what happens for the doctor's sake. While I'm in this period now where it doesn't actually really matter how I look, the only thing I care about is how I feel. Like here, like I don't care about this. This ain't coming out for a long time if it does come out, and it's never going to be at a point where people aren't going to go, he trains. You know what I mean? It's just, you know, I won't be my best version of myself, but that's what transitions are. But I don't want to get the low test, as in no libido, especially now that I'm sorting out, you know, the ultimate contraception, and I don't want the anxiety, the depression, just everything that comes from a man with no testosterone. Think of, you know, feeling 80 years old in a 30-year-old body.
Yeah.
So can I risk that till October? Maybe. I mean, my birthday's in October. As long as, like, straight after that blood test, I can bang a gram of test in and feel great for my 31st.
Yeah, I think it's. I do rate must quite a lot. Like I say, it can fix quite a lot of issues. Like it's one of those. It adds kind of volume to the overall cycle without adding really any sort of, like, well, obviously there's going to be negatives to anything, but compared to anything else, it's probably got the least amount of negative side effects, and it obviously acts as like a.
It acts as a SERM, so it's an estrogen antagonist, isn't it? So it doesn't block the estrogen, but it fights it. And then Primo is an actual blocker. So Primo will shut estrogen down, and Masteron will negate it. Basically, that's the difference.
If you was to use Primo now, completely shut your estrogen down, and then come off the Primo, do you think you're? It depends what else is.
It'd be cheaper to take Limidex, wouldn't it?
Yeah, true.
A lot cheaper.
Yeah, there's something for everything, mate. You know, there's always something you can take. Just knowing the right things to use.
Know these things. We're like walking pharmacies.
What would you say is the most commonly abused steroid by non-competitors?
Trenbolone. It's not needed. That's
everything
abused. It's not even needed for competing. It's just, I think it's more needed if you've done something wrong, because it can fix a lot of visual issues.
Yeah.
Like, if you can dial it in and do everything perfect, you are never going to need to look harder because you're going to look hard. You're never going to need to look more vascular because you're going to look vascular. If you've got absolutely everything peaked right, you're not going to need that. But it's abused, and it's people like the Tren twins on TikTok that, like, you know, cause this abuse. People are injecting Tren on TikTok now and stuff like that.
Well, they're just fucking. That's ridiculous. All that is for attention. So, oh, look at me, I'm doing something naughty.
And everyone else wants to do something naughty, and then they don't realise down the line they've completely fucked their body up without weighing the risk reward.
You look 40 and you're not 20.
Yeah.
It's your own fault. You did it for TikTok, mate.
Yep. And the brain, like, the neurotoxicity of Tren is crazy. Like, you are killing brain cells every time you use it.
Yeah.
Well, that's proven. So
it's one of those things, isn't it? It's just, especially if you used it before and then you come off it. I was explaining this to someone else who was just starting to use Tren, because he's going through a sort of like a cutting phase, bulking phase, and he sticks to what he's meant to do for the job. He's not one of my clients, just a friend.
Yeah.
And he sticks to the things he's meant to do for the majority of it. And then his coach has suggested that he uses Tren, and I don't know why. This coach is a good coach. He is good. Like, he's very attentive. He makes sure he gets his bloods checked and everything. He tries to make sure he does everything safely. So when he said, "Oh, my coach has said, well, we're going to run, I think it's 100 milligrams of tren a week, split into two," and I thought, I mean, yeah, it's fun, but it's like, what? Why? What's
Why
the reason?
exactly? See, my coach was dead set against it, and I was competitive, and he was like, the most I would ever use for you is maybe 75 milligrams, if we desperately needed it. And he's like a high end coach with pros on his roster. That's like very attentive to health, like, and brings people in perfect, like everyone. And he was like, basically, I showed him my tramp bottle, and I was like, when I'm going to use this, and this is when I was going to stop competing, and he just sent me this long message, and the key words he kept saying was, "Don't take the piss." Like, basically, he was like, "I'm keeping you healthy, I'm keeping you safe. Don't take." Like, just so I smashed the bottle. I filmed it. I made a ceremony of it. I proper like filmed myself smashing it, shattering it on the side, and sent it to him. I was like, "There you go. Is this iconic enough for you?"
You know, I had about 2/3 of a bottle left. I had a bottle, I used a bit, and then it's like, this
The
is
one that always has
just
left something over. You just look at it, and every time you see it, you think,
I just gave it of the way in the end. I thought, I don't fucking want it. I don't want to be tempted by it. But as I say, it's one of those things. It's almost like when you do your first cycle, it kind of feels the same way as when you do tren the first time. And it's like, it's going to be hard to come off this. It's going to be hard to go back to just testing fucking D-ball or whatever. It's completely different. Nothing.
Like it.
There's nothing. Yeah, there's nothing like it.
But you just can't have anything against you when you're on it.
You can't have anything negative going on.
Fight it.
You can't.
No one can disagree.
No, you can't have any you can't have anything going on at all.
No, you got to be in a perfect place for that.
It just exacerbates everything. Yeah. I said to this lad, I just said,
drug, it will do what you expect it to do.
Yeah.
Just everything else at the same time.
It's like a seesaw, ain't it? It's like you're going to get these benefits, but then it's going to be this. So expect it.
Perfect metaphor.
Yeah, I said to him, like, when you're on it, mate, you'll probably notice that you seem to get, there's a lot of things going around, there's things happen that piss you off. They're not pissing you off, you're getting pissed off because this is your mindset now. You're like, these are just normal things.
Yeah, you got to really have that to understand, to recognize reality from tren.
Yeah, it's just your reaction to things is completely different to how they would normally be, I suppose. Yeah, not something I would really recommend anyone to use.
No, and definitely the most abused one because of that, because no one actually needs it.
And it's like, typically it's the same price as everything else, so why not go on it, especially if you don't know anything about it?
Yeah, cheaper than Primo, and Primo is probably the safest drug to take.
Yeah, no, that's true. Right. I'm going to do a seminar, thinking about webinar, sorry, in about 3 weeks time. Just going through like basics of goal setting, your calories, macros, functions of your foods and things like that, training specific, supplements, gear, obviously, that's, everyone's fucking only there for gear, PCT and, extra stuff like that. Mate, that's what it's there for. I've got to do the gear at the end so people actually stay to the end to watch, to be here for that one.
Good strategy.
What, trying to think of things to put in it. What do you think I should put in it? It's just, if you're, well, it's the sort of things that we'd be interested in, I suppose. To say, if we weren't as clued up as we are, what would you want? What would you want to know? What sort of things do you think would be helpful?
So, in terms of the food breakdown, it would be how many calories in a surplus should I be aiming for a lean bulk, a proper bulk, because that's the main thing that people overshoot. They say they're bulking and tomorrow they're fat. Yeah. So lean bulk, proper dieting strategy, how many calories to be under. So, if you're in a 500 calorie deficit for a week, you're going to lose a pound of fat, because a pound of fat is 3,500 calories. So, and they may lose more weight than that, obviously, but a lot of that's going to be water as well, from cleaning. So definitely strategies in terms of numbers and how to work it out. Put links in for like MyFitnessPal, etc. That's all I use. Stuff. And then maybe talk through the best foods, most satiating. Maybe even put in some meal ideas.
Yeah, I could put some meal ideas in. I was going to do some videos of just like sort of bodybuilding meals, but for like not bodybuilding meals, but normal meals that can be changed to be more bodybuilding friendly. Because like you can have, I don't just want to put the same stuff as what everyone else puts. Because it's got to be a little bit different, and it's got to be genuine as well. I don't eat any bodybuilding meals. I just eat normal food and have a bit more protein on top. So,
what's your thought on putting a banana in with your chicken and rice and some peanut butter and honey on it as well?
Yeah,
that's 2 of my meals a day: is chicken, rice, banana, honey, and peanut butter. And I love it, mate. It's such a sweet and savoury sort of mix. Like, it's all in together, mixed up.
See, I've got to be coached into that.
Yeah, I would have thought that would be a very Filipino thing.
Mango.
Is it mango that you chuck in with the chicken?
Yeah.
Fruit. It's fruit.
Yeah, mango and rice with like some fish or something. I mean, I've not had that because it's just I see it and I think you put your breakfast and your dinner in one plate.
Yeah.
And then like the training specifics, I can't really be too specific because I can't really demonstrate any exercises over a webinar. So I'm just going to be
about hypertrophy rep range.
Yeah, just setting up the program essentially.
Yeah.
And why you have certain things.
Yeah, what compound movements are, what isolation work is, why beginners should focus on compounds, sort of what's brought into it in terms of like the muscle groups that you use, how to tailor it. So, if they're on a push-pull-slit, bro, push-pull-slit, push-pull legs split, then, explain to them what push is. They might not push. I mean, we've got to pretend we're not clued up. We might not know what that push is, pushing movements. Like, we might not know we're not pushing our back when we're doing a row. Yeah,
because I think as well, like, it's important for people to know that not just what to train, but you've got to fucking train hard. Because I think most people don't train as hard as what they should do. I think that's one of the main things people lack.
Try and get them to train to failure, because they won't train to failure. So you can grow muscle within 3 reps of failure, but got to tell these people to train to failure, because their failure will be 3 reps to failure.
It will be. It hurts. Yeah, it hurts now. I'm failing.
Tell them to go 3 reps to failure, like reps in reserve. We know that works, but their reps in reserve is going to be 6 reps in reserve, because they thought they were going to fail at that point where it just starts to work. So
that's another thing, like with PTing as well. Like the amount of times people come in and be like, I didn't know I could lift that. Well, yeah, I didn't do anything. I just told you to do more, and because I'm here making you do it, you're doing it. Like, you can always do it. Like, this is what 60% of people.
Yeah,
they just kind of stop when it gets hard. It's like, you're meant to keep, meant to keep going. What do you know when you obviously still PT? I always found that the women train fucking way harder than men. Way harder.
They've got a better pain threshold, like scientific. Like, obviously they're built to take childbirth.
I'm going to say built to take massive cock.
They're built to take a beating. What did I say? Legs, especially legs. They can just go forever.
Really
like,
can.
Some of these girls are like getting like way higher than the numbers. Some of the at beginner level, a beginner girl and a beginner lad, a beginner girl is going to lift more on the leg press, like guaranteed. Like pretty much every time I've done it, if they're both untrained individuals.
I don't think there's an ego there either.
No, they're not expecting to do it, are they? They're like really happy about it.
Kind of just open to just doing it and sort of like,
They
and as
want
well,
to,
I think,
because they know it's going to build their ass. Like lads ain't too bothered about training legs. There's no
not really,
real
no,
driving factor there.
no. And then as well, it's sort of like, if you're a bloke, you don't want to show that you're struggling when there's other blokes here. And as well, I think women are a bit more open to instruction. I think they're kind of like they're willing to just take things on board and do it. Yeah. But I think with men it's more like I already kind of know what I'm doing. I just don't really want to listen as much. But yeah, that's one thing I definitely noticed. And yeah, it was the women. The women made way more fucking progress than like when I had shaped you. Like I remember looking back, like kind of towards the end. Majority of people in there, all the girls in there, they're fucking big legs. Just all have big legs, and they didn't have them at the start because they just fucking trained so hard, really did.
Yeah.
I think there was one woman in there tomorrow. She's fucking so strong, man. She was only 60 kilo. I think she's deadlifting about 190 now.
Yeah.
She's doing like more than triple her body weight, and it's like, how are you doing that?
That's a push. I mean, I only use 190 sometimes when I'm not trying to go for it.
And she's so tiny as well. She's like, hi. But she's fucking beast, mate. Savage. Yeah, I couldn't do that again.
Those
I
are
wouldn't do that again.
Training, like they really do just push themselves. That they moan far less than the men.
Yeah. And women as well. They're very encouraging. Far more encouraging as well.
How's the missus when you train her? Mandy just laughed at me then because I said women moan less than the men, unless it's your partner, because she will moan at you.
Yeah, I think women need that outlet.
Yeah. Because if you train your partner, I don't know, do you train your missus and does she say no when you tell her to do something?
No, I never trained her. I coached her for shows. I think she's gonna kill me. I can't remember how many shows. I think she's done 3 or 4. But no, she was always very sort of just did whatever I said for her to do.
I've wanted to train Mandy a few times, but I always leave feeling like she hates me. I think you just get that death stare. Yeah. But that's it, because you want them to do well. You're pushing them and saying like, do these extra reps like we do with our normal clients. But the fact is, they're paying us, so they sort of like do it. But Mandy's not paying me, so when I tell her to do more and she's in pain, she just tell me to fuck off.
Yeah, that's I think because Jess was competing, she was like more than anything, she just wanted to look good on stage. So it was just like, yeah, I'll do that. But
that's it.
It was tricky. It was tricky. I think if you train your missus in a gym, it can be quite fun sometimes. But it got to a point for me, just going on off a tangent. It got to a point for me that I was like, obviously I'm a boyfriend, but it got to a point where I was a coach and then a boyfriend sometimes, and it kind of like made it a bit shit for me then.
Yeah, the times where we've trained and it's been us together, it's been great. And then we'll go for like a meal after. We'll make sure it's like on a day that we're going to have a cheap meal. We love it. It is that coaching side it's hard because it's like it starts to feel like business then. Hang on a minute.
Yeah, and just because I charged the £500 a month, it doesn't make it any better. Half price, man. Give her a good deal. Yeah.
Oh, Brent, I've got one question. Where do you want to be buried?
We don't want to be buried.
Yeah. Should have come through. Where would you like to be buried or cremated and spread? Like, has it ever crossed your mind where?
Yeah, it has to be fair. I ain't got a fucking clue. I keep thinking My dad was cremated, and he's had his ashes spread in the Philippines off a cliff over the sea. And it didn't even go over the sea. The wind just blew it all in everyone's face. So I think like I'd like for it to. It was like everyone was crying, pouring these fucking ashes everywhere because our faces was wet. It just stuck to our face. But yeah, I think that was just my dad just going, "Ah, fuck you."
Yeah, last little dig.
I don't know. So I think sometimes I'd like to be scattered in the Philippines just because it's such a peaceful place. You just feel like, in a weird way, close to. I don't know, close to God, I suppose. I don't know. It's so peaceful and tranquil.
Cool. Yeah.
But then I also think, like, what if it hurts? What if you can feel it? Because that's going to be really painful.
What if
You don't know. Never know.
Yeah, no, I've had a mate say that he doesn't want to be cremated because it scares him to death. Like,
yeah,
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. I keep rolling with this ancestry test that I did, and like the Viking that they found in me. About 7% now it's gone up to since new data they've
It's pretty good.
found, that's typical for anyone who's got it in them.
Yeah,
because that just means my ancestors and then they mated and whatever. So I am from that. So, but I don't know if they do the whole longbow, shoot a bow and arrow and light it up anywhere. Surely there's a service that does that.
it should be.
Yeah.
If they're all the, what is it? All the people that like walk with the hearses.
I don't know. Like I don't fancy being buried. I don't fancy just being buried in like a typical sort of church thing. I want like a ceremony. I want
National holiday.
Yeah, they better fucking not miss. Imagine I'm going out to sea and they miss like 3 times, and then it's just a boat with a dead body on it, just out of the sea.
This fucking seagulls come and start eating you. You know when you said like he's 7% Viking, so your ancestors would have been Viking.
It's like certain Danish, certain Swedish, so it's a mix of Danish and Swedish, which is weird because I tan really well. The only reason I got the test done is because I could have sworn I had some Mediterranean in me, and I was trying to prove it because like I'm brown year round. So
yeah,
but no, it was like Swedish and Danish. No.
So does it ever make you think that like at some point in your life, not in your life obviously, but at some point in history, your great grandma would have been sitting at home happy one day, I don't know, making bread or something, and then she just gets raped by a load of Vikings, and then your house just gets burnt, set on fire.
Yeah, we've had this conversation. Mandy, I said, look, it's clearly in my DNA. I said, so if I ever turn on you, I'm sorry. Like,
I'm a Viking, I can't help it.
Yeah. I was like,
see you later, I'm going out on my boat.
Babe.
Come back 2 days later and Mandy's like, you've been fucking pillaging again? What I told you about pillaging.
There's a church down the bottom of the road and I keep saying, let's raid it.
Been pillaging, but I brought you back 2 goats. Here you go.
Yeah. I had a big Viking shield made for not her first birthday, but the first birthday that I was with her.
Yeah. Okay. How long have you been together?
It'll be 2 years in November.
Okay. November the what? You're trying to catch you out.
None of us know the exact date. I do know it's on Facebook. It's on my memories. I've got in my head the 8th, for some reason.
Yeah. Okay.
But yeah, so and her birthday is December the 18th. Who has the birthday a week before Christmas?
Someone who's not considerate, I suppose.
My brother's missus has her birthday the day before Christmas. So once I bought her a pair of Converse and I wrapped them up individually and gave her one.
Yeah.
I buy you 2 fucking presents in that short period.
Yeah. No, that's smart, mate. I'd have done the same. Or took the laces out and gave them for Christmas. Yeah. No, it's easy to remember mine and Jess's because it's Valentine's Day. Like, I'm not going to forget that.
Right. You did it right.
It's easy.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I proposed properly. It was the first time I proposed was at the German market, and I guess that's the proper one. But the ring wasn't right. The ring would be better suited to be a wedding band, but I wasn't really that clued up. So then I got a perfect ring and that, and then I surprised her with that on Christmas Eve, and I said, "Take this as the proper proposal," which was lovely. It was nice set up. Sort of, we had the kids there and everything. It was beautiful.
See, that would make me cry.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I cried. I cried at the German market. I was steaming. You know me. I don't drink anymore. But I needed some courage, and basically, I wanted to do it from the start of the night so we could enjoy being engaged for the whole night. It took us until we was in the last bar, and I couldn't even talk no more. I was like, "I'll fucking do it now." So I just fucking, well, he started shaking, dropped down to one knee. But this all family and that was behind us. It was cute. I put it in a little like Santa box. And yeah, I was drinking like Prosecco out of a bottle and everything. We missed the train home that day. Missed the last train, had to get an Uber all the way from Birmingham.
Oh, you bastard.
And then I can't stop. You see, I'm an idiot. We went to Five Guys while I was waiting, bought a burger, and like at this point in the night, you could probably stop drinking, it's time to go home. I bought 2 bottles of beer for the Uber drive. And I just don't know how to stop, mate. To be fair,
If you're on a good path, you just keep going, don't you?
Spent about 300 quid that night on drinks.
So when was this Christmas just gone?
Yeah. We was planning to be married by this Christmas, but we've got planning permission for this house extension, and kind of everything needs to be sunk into that because we'll lose the planning permission next year because I've had it for a couple of years. We need it done. So
yeah,
we don't need a big
weddings.
We're happy to just do it for us as opposed to, everyone else spends big and it's for everyone else and you don't even get to enjoy it because it's that stressful.
Yeah.
We're just happy with a small little do. I've said like one thing I'd love to do is if we could like sing a song. Look at me. You can tell I'm on low test. I want us to sing a song. I want us to like proper She can sing, she can, but she don't think she can. So I'm happy to go for like singing lessons so she knows she can. And then we sing the song to our first dance and then pass the mics over and it carries on and then we have the dance and then people jump in. But it'll probably only be like family and a couple of close friends anyway. So there's nothing to be shy about, I don't think. And then the money on the honeymoon.
Yeah. I think I'll say.
That's
do you remember John? Remember John who used to train?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what he did. Him and his missus got married in a registry office, and they say he spent about 30 grand on the honeymoon in Bali, which that's fucking
30 grand on a honeymoon, 300 quid on a wedding. That's about right.
It's just make it official, done, and then go and fucking enjoy yourself.
Yes. Would you bring your kids on your honeymoon?
Because I haven't got kids, I don't know, but I'm just using my dogs as a reference. I wouldn't bring them.
No.
But then I know children are different to dogs, right? You kind of want the kids to experience it, I suppose.
See, I don't know if I'm being selfish here because I know Mandy doesn't like leaving the kids for a long time, and I get that. I love the kids too, but I think the honeymoon is for you, and that means maybe you don't have a fortnight because you don't want to be away for the kids. Away from the kids.
Kids don't need to see that.
But you know what I mean? Like, spend a good 5 days just you two. Like, people can have the kids for your fucking honeymoon.
Yeah.
And then take the kids away, because you've only took a 5-day holiday, essentially. You can still have the fortnight and go away with the kids for 10 days somewhere else.
I think, honeymoon, I think it is important to at least have something, together, because it's commemorating your marriage, essentially, isn't it?
Imagine asking for the honeymoon suite and 2 single beds.
Yes, just in case you fall out, yeah. No, I mean... Yeah, you got to have some time to yourself, ain't you? You got to have a proper honeymoon then. Like you say, go away after. with the kid.
Time to yourself doesn't happen. You know, my brother Todd.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 kids now.
Mm-hmm.
They've got a 3rd one on the way. I've been saying this news. Everyone knows now. Got a 3rd one on the way, and they haven't had one kid-free night for 7 years. They just got one. They just got one the other weekend, and that was it. The first kid-free night in 7 years. And like, the kids want the attention all the time. Like, I don't know.
You think there's an element of kind of forcing time off, not time off, but time away, like even if it's just a night or two, like forcing it so that the kids might get used to it, and then because if they're with the parents like 24/7, it's 24/7, it's kind of like it's a bit much for the kids and the parents, and the parents.
You've got to remember, in 18 years, they're not going to be there. They're going to be moving on, doing their own life. If you spent the last 18 years being all about the kids, how do you remember what your relationship was? If you've not kept that spark going, you might hate each other by that point in 18 years. When it's just you two for the rest of your life.
Well, I'm just speaking out my arse because I ain't got no kids, but I feel like all I've got is the dogs. I can't really compare the two, but just for reference, it's more just like your life just becomes. It becomes what the kids doing today. I've got to do that for them.
Exactly.
I know. I don't think there's anything better than kids. There's nothing better than having kids. I think I want kids more than anything. But also, you're still a person. We're still kids. We're still kids. We're just bigger.
You have to keep your personality at the same time. Make sacrifices for them. I have. Like, I'm not gonna compete until my son's. If I do compete again, until he's able to understand why Daddy's tired. And just be attentive to him and make sure everything's around him. I love spending time with him, but at the same time, I'm still at the gym, and first thing in the morning, sometimes he wakes up and I'm not there because he's woke up early, but he gets to see his dad coming home from something that he's doing for himself. And when he's older, he'll ask them questions. Where's Daddy going? Oh, he's going to the gym. Well,
yeah.
Then he's going to get a good hobby. It's not like Dad's missing bedtime because he's at the pub. Like, I'm missing wake up time because I'm at the gym, because I'm working on myself on something positive, and he can then want to do that. So,
and he's probably gonna subconsciously do that without even realizing it as he gets a bit older.
Yeah, he's just going to see that as that's what men do.
Yeah. I think that's important.
He's not having a man in his life that's to the pub all the time. I mean, I don't know whether he will in the other household, obviously, because he lives within 2 households. But at our household, he's seeing 2 people that don't drink, work hard, and look after themselves. So you set an example for him as well.
Yeah, it is important. I look back to my own kind of childhood, and I think the examples I was set. I wasn't really set any examples, really. I wasn't really. There wasn't really anything to learn. It was just exist and do what you want. But if you do something wrong, you get punished. Basically, it's nothing. I didn't really have any positive things to follow. It was just don't do that.
Yeah,
sort of thing. So I think it's a really important thing to have like role models, people to look up to.
Yeah, massively.
Yeah. I can't wait to have kids, man. I've got the I can't remember if I told you, I've got the appointment at the Tom clinic on in September, so I've got to save up till then.
You're going to be able to. Do you find it weird? They send you off into a room and they know exactly what you're doing in there.
Yeah, I'll just put my ear to the door. But this one's different. I've got to do it at home and then take it there within an hour.
Oh, you got to take it. Yeah, it's got to be quick because don't they die off?
Yeah, it's got to be really quick because an hour. It's not going to take me an hour to get from Hingley to Leicester. It'll take me half an hour. But that one time, and I've got to be there in an hour. You know for a fact it's going to be. I'm going to be stuck behind
container, sir. You don't want to know.
It's just going to be like, I'm going to be stuck in traffic. I'm going to be stuck behind some learners. Some old lady's going to be trying to do a 45-point turn in the middle of the main road. There'll be everything in the way. So, but hopefully that should be all right.
Do it there. That's how they used to do it, innit? A few little
Yeah,
corner.
I think some places still do that, but I'm not. That's just what they've said for me to do. I don't know. Maybe they need the room for something else.
God
It
knows.
must have a bit of a musty smell, and you
Yeah.
just know all the magazines in there. Like they're going to be. Don't want to touch these magazines.
No.
No.
They generally have to save up, like they need a good load.
Do I genuinely have to say no? I mean, I'll probably give it a couple of days, probably just so I can sort of got a decent substantial amount. But yeah,
Is that the longest
I
you think you
can't
can
save
go?
up.
A couple of days?
Sorry.
Is that the longest you think you can go? A couple of days?
No, I think
What's your
probably
threshold till you become like hard to be around?
I've probably gone a week before, and I remember it because it was traumatic. Um, but I was aware. I was aware that I'm feeling this way because I'm deficient in this. Um, yeah, I don't know why I went so long. It was just
Yeah,
didn't do it. I don't know. Yeah, I
I
couldn't do more
tend
than a
to
week,
go.
mate.
Yeah, like, I'll hold out. I'll try not to sort myself in that sense, especially in a relationship. But sometimes kids or just being overwhelmed with life gets in the way, and then I'll
Mm.
notice it's been like 3 or 4 days, and I'll notice like I'm being a bit snappy. I'm like, why am I being? What's wrong with them? Oh yeah,
Yeah. Why are my balls swaying left to right as I walk?
yeah. You think you're chafing? It's just fucking something.
Yeah. They said that to me today because the other day when it was hot, and it was like, I chafe all the time anyway, even if it's like a little bit warm and I'm wearing joggers, I'm starts
Mm.
chafing. And she's like, "Why do you chafe? Because you've got like something in the way." And I was like, "I mean, I ain't got much in the way. That's why I chafe. I've not got much of a buffer there."
It sort of hangs forwards anyway. I mean, where do they think
Yeah, it just points that way.
it's over there?
Yeah, man.
When
Have you
I
thought of a
chafe,
dad joke yet?
my adductors are no. I need um a main road and an A road are sitting in a bar having an argument, telling each other who's hardest out of each other.
Yeah.
And then a little piece of tarmac walks in, and they both shit themselves and jump behind the bar. The barman says to them, "Thought you two were hard. Why are you scared of that little piece of tarmac?" And said, "We might be hard, but he's a psychopath."
Nice. I like that one. That's good. I'm going to say that later. I'm trying to find some now. There's not really anything.
Yeah. Well, another old book that I had because there was really good ones because it was like, so you're about to be a dad. This is what when I found out I was one. Dad joke. Don't want dad jokes.
These are all a bit shit.
How did the barber win the race? He knew a shortcut.
Nice. What do
Humpty
you give
Dumpty
a
had a
sick?
great fall. His summer wasn't too bad either.
What you say? Say that again.
Humpty Dumpty had a great fall. His summer wasn't too bad either.
Funny. Funny. What do you give a sick lemon? What do you give a sick lemon?
What?
Lemonade. It ain't that, is it? It's not. It's not that funny.
Oh God. I thought this was a joke, but it wasn't. How to make your dad smile. Spend time with him. It's just telling you how to make your dad happy. Try and have at least one meal with him in a day. Like, who is this for? A kid's like Googling this.
What did the cupcake tell? What did the cupcake say to the icing?
What?
I'd be muffin without you. Yeah. I don't think that's a good website for dad jokes.
Did you hear about the actor who broke his leg on stage? He's still in the cast.
Oh, nice. Nice.
How do you get a country girl's attention? A tractor.
Yeah, what? Tractor.
A tractor.
A tractor. I got you.
What do you
Nice.
call it when a group of apes starts a company?
I don't know.
Monkey business.
Oh,
Now, these ones are not too bad, to be fair.
I'll have a look later for some more.
Last one. Why are elevator jokes so classic and good?
No.
They work on so many levels.
Yeah. There's one thing when I always say, like, when I used to. Did I ever tell you when I used to fit stair lifts?
Briefly, I think.
Yeah, I was 18. I did it for a year. It was like my first proper job when I was at college. It weren't too bad. It had its ups and downs. But the thing is, with fitted stair lift, you can't rush it. You got to take it step by step.
Did you actually do this job, or?
Yeah. They've actually moved to a building, and I live next door to it now. So yeah, I did used to fit stair lifts. And I remember one of the first jobs I went to. You know how old people are racist, but not in a bad way. They're just
don't mean to be. Yeah, my name's like
that. They've been through it. They've seen the change. They're not. Oh, I don't like you, because it's just like they're just. I remember I was standing at the bottom of the stairs while she was trying it out, slowly coming down these stairs, around a bend, really, really fucking slow. And she's like, as she got closer to me, I was at the bottom of the stairs. She was coming down close. She goes, "You're British, are you?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm a little bit." And then the bloke I was working with, he was just like, "Oh, no." Yeah, she's like, "You're not English, are you?" I was like, "Well, I'm a bit."
a little bit.
That's just old people, man. Old people can get away with it. They don't have any malice about it. They just so they've been through the change, didn't they? That'll be us soon. That'll be us. Not soon. That'll be us when we're old. But we won't be racist. We'll be
genderist,
or whatever comes up next. I don't know.
Yeah,
Never
it
know.
will be. It'll be our generation seeing the change of this big trans movement.
I mean, we've in our lifetime we've seen loads of fucking changes. It's unreal how much changed. But yeah, right, mate. Anyway, I've got to get to work.
Yeah, you have.
I've got to go take a ceiling out of a Tesco.
Yeah, and what you say, you're in Lake District, so will you get some downtime to actually mooch around some of the scenery, or is it literally just business?
No. So I'll start work at 10 at night, finish at 2. If probably about between 1 and 3, I suppose. So I mean, it's not a big shift. They're just fucking 4 or 5 hours sort of thing, and it's not constant work. Sorry,
how many days you got to work there?
I'm here potentially for another 5 or 6 weeks, potentially. Hopefully not, because it's fucking. I'm in the lakes. It's miles away. But I'm here. I'm at least to the end of the week, so I'll be back. I finish Thursday morning.
You come back at weekends, then? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, it's back at weekends. Yeah, my last shift's at Thursdays. But because it's like if I finish at like midnight on a Thursday, I finish a little bit earlier because I'll try and drive back. So I'll probably get back at 4 or 5 in the morning and then go straight to sleep.
Yeah, I bet.
Yeah, it's long drive, about 5-6 hour drive, but scenery is quite nice. So I'll probably have a look around tomorrow, see what's about. It's only scenery here. There's nothing to actually do.
No, it's beautiful scenery though, but yeah, it
really
is
nice.
Yeah, scenery. A couple of village pubs, fish and chips, but yeah.
Right then, mate. I will upload this tomorrow.
Yeah, man.
Let you know when it's up. Episode 4 now, ain't it?
Episode 4. It's good speaking to you, mate. It's nice. We didn't really have a plan with that one. We just rolled.
It's the best way, mate, I think.
I think so, mate. It's very original, isn't it? I'm not planning.
All right, then, mate. Nice one.
Take care, brother.
Ciao, mate. Ta-da.
In a bit. Bye.